Shalom. Praise and foremost, one of our praises to God, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Kalakrash, Kal and Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Kalakrash. That's the nation Hebrew, saying our praises to Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, in the name of the Spirit. Yahweh is the correct name for the God of the Bible, who the world ignorantly called Jehovah, God, or Yahweh. His son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. The true name for the God of the Bible in Hebrew is Yahweh. His son's true name in Hebrew is Yahushai. I want to give the honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And shalom to our brothers and who are pushing this word in sincerity and in truth to all believe in this gospel. Shalom. Prayers are from Camp Jimmy, Jamaica. Now, this lesson, we're on somewhat long back on, lesson that the brother did from London camp. Brother Cowboy says, channel name is Jim Strong in Faith 144, and on titled The Transition of Power on the Earth is Coming Now, and called a common person, even Esau as let me get this real quick. Esau referring to the so-called white race. I believe the brother even quote this precept as well. Psalms 49 and 11, he says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. So the common people think that, things just going to continue as it is. And though wickedness are gone, them just have to try and make them whole. Right? Though the Epstein file, information come out, and see all of the pedophilia and the wickedness and nastiness of going on in the world. The World War III take place, and the rooms that take place mean like the initiation of it, though wickedness is on high, people just believe all this shit gonna continue to the point of other people even now being a part of it. There's when I watch another video, I'm not sure which one that was. My brother brought out the precept or not. See if we can get it real quick, not remember exactly. It says the rod of the kid. Alright, Psalms 125 and 3. Let's get it as well. Psalms 125 and 3. It says, the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands unto iniquity. And brother did bring it out in the NLT, so you can get that real quick version. NLT or GMT. Psalms 125 and 3 version. Let's try NLT. Search. NLT says Psalms 125 and 3 says the wicked will not rule the land of the godly, for then the godly might be tempted to do wrong. And let's get this real quick because it's written here. It says about the Mosai, Yahweh Shemel putting an end to the rule of the wicked, which was never ever meant to be for Esau, never meant for rule forever. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and Psalm 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So as the ruler, of this earth is basically the laws and when him set up the things that them promote is let's get this as well in the book of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 10 and start of 5. It says, there is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. So the ruler, is the one that has really to be blamed, right? Or it is given into their hands. It's written, or it is given to the hands of the wicked. It's written, lie slack and righteous judgment never go forth, because the wicked come past. Which I can get it real quick. In the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 4, says, therefore the law is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth. For the wicked doeth come past about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceeded. So the wicked, which is the Edomite, or the so-called white race, has written, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, Job 1:24. They are the one that's ruling right now, and they're the one that set the policies. So them one of the evil come from. When you look upon evil, the corrupt politicians, them, waiting them get all of the leeway if you actually do certain things. I'm a politician referring to like within the Israelite countries, predominantly, like for example within the Caribbean, within Central America, South America, and so forth. Right? They are basically being dictated by Edomites. Right? Back to Ecclesiastes 10, verse 6, it says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. Right, so the folly is basically promoted, is exalted. So if you want to be want to be somebody in this world, guess what? You have to be a part of the Illumina people group, and or casting crouch, or do whatever madness, in this life, or sing this a type of song, or do this a type of shit then. That's what they promote, that's what they push. But this wicked ass system never meant to last forever, and will not last forever. That was never in the plans of Yahweh Shemi Oshai. Right? So back to Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 3 now. It says, an unwise king destroyed his people. What's that now happening physically now? Them start mentally or spiritually decaying the minds of people, make woman think to them equal to man or better than man, to the point them destroying themselves. Right, causing that gender strife, man. Hate woman, woman hate man. You have people believe so them can change them gender. That's madness, right? Just to name a few. You have the element of people running rampant, why can't them promote these things, push it out there, and that's how them destroy people. Yeah, them destroy even for example, Skipper said one to them that put a bottle to his neighbor's mouth, push out Big Bang Theory and evolution, or a lot of these these we call them religions, so to speak. They are pushed by the Edomites because what disbelief in the scriptures. Even the Bible Destruction Group can look it up. That's how they destroy the minds of people to the point where right now, with this new technology, with everybody have a phone and a man and TikTok and all of that, the minds of the people decayed. People use ChatGPT for everything to the point them can't even think. It was all by design, so them can get more control over people. It says, an unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. It says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And that one that is profitable is Yahushua, the sower here, right, to the throne, to the kingdom. Because Esau get it, and was see where the world, as in the current stage right now, it's horrible. Right, as I'm see that, let's read this real quick then. Isaiah chapter 24 and Psalm 3, it says, the land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled For the Lord had spoken this word. Says the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do it languish. The earth also is defiled and the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore are the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burnt, and few men left. So because of the who are ruled this earth right now and have control, the worst ruler, we're basically transgress all the laws of the scriptures, turn basically going against the fundamentals. We have like we call it a manual. You build a tool or a technology or whatever, you have a manual for you use it and what you're not supposed to do with it. Esau, which is the scriptures or the laws, start use Esau dash that way, which is the manual, and say him going to shit or him want to it. Look at the world right now. Destroyed, broken down, in chaos. So Yahweh Shemosha is about to remove him out of power and put in the soul here, and the correct person to rule, which is his beloved grandson. Sirach chapter 10 now, skipping down to verse 8, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that going back to what the people right now that's going to be translated, taken from, is the Edomites. It's written, the saints shall take the kingdom and possess it forever and ever and ever. And the saints are the Israelites, starting with the elect, starting with the Yahushai, chief Israelite, right? And the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel, yeah? Right, they're the ones, last and a part of that, go and basically build back this earth. Right, set it in order. And the order of the Yahweh Shai. So the current state where the world in is not going to last forever. Wickedness is just all over. This is Job 20 and verse 4. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. That's what's going to happen to the wicked ruler here. Then we go remove out of power. Because this never make for happen forever. The world never make for in this stage forever. It's just a learning process, onto the elect, the Israelites. And then guess what? Boom, time of reformation, which are in that right. So we're in that right now. We're basically being reformed by the words, which are the water. Alright? And even all the sellouts them of a nation, even them not gonna last forever, yo. This is Isaiah 28 and start of 14. It says, wherefore hear the word of the Lord, ye scornful men that rule this people, which is in Jerusalem, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, and on the falsehood have we hid ourselves. And these are these politicians, your leaders. Even men in Israel, like Nate and so forth, Guyana, where I was sell out. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will lay in Zion for a foundation a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make east. That stone is Yahushai. So truth shall basically conquer. Truth shall be the new order of the day. Not lies. And this kingdom is built on lies. It says, judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the heel shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the waters shall overflow the hiding place. Because guess what? No things that get revealed. Again, the Epstein file. The information will come out. These celebrities, yeah, what they've been doing. These politicians, what they've been doing. These elites, what they've been doing behind the scenes. And the more we go down to the end, the more information will come out here. So then your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. Right? And I'm gonna end with this, my favorite precept as well. Because these are things we'll look for you, the end of wickedness. Alright. Second Ezra 6. I'm gonna start at verse 6 and read down to go verse 10, and then we're going to skip down to go verse 25 and then stop at verse 28. So second Ezra 6, starting at verse 6, says, Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? So we have a wicked kingdom right now, and then we look forward for a righteous kingdom, as written, new heavens and new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Verse 8, it says, And he said unto me, From Abram unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's handheld first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, this age, that's what we're referring to, and this time frame. It says, And Jacob, which is the Israelites, is the beginning of it that followeth. It says, The hand of man is between the heel and the hand. Other questions Ezra asked or not. Skipping down to verse 25, it says, Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth. And the heart of the inhabitant shall be changed and turned into another meaning. For evil shall be put out, and the seed shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And that's the age we're entering into. A age of truth, a age of righteousness. And the wicked, will be put down. Right? So they say they find comforting intellect out there, because sometimes we see some bullshit go on in the turn the spirit. Right? As the scripture speaks about Lot, righteous soul, they vex him when you see the bullshit they are going on. I see them eat Sodom, Because he went to the Most High, burn that shit. So I'm going to burn this wicked ass place chief for America. So I'm giving all praise to Poya Boshim and Shai Boshim Kakarash. The one is the elders and apostles of me, great milestone. Shalom to the full. Shalom.